Ladies and gentlemen, recently many news articles came out in criticism of a particular type of financial product, and chances are many of you already have this financial product without knowing how toxic and how bad it is. So today I want to speak out against this type of financial product. Please watch on. The financial product I'm going to talk about is this thing called investment linked policy. They are very popular, okay, because they are highly and high pressure sold by many financial advisors. And are they a daily trap or a misunderstood treasure? Today, I will have the insights from two very famous financial educators. Number one is Christopher Tan, someone we love a lot. He's from Providend, a very wise man. And the other one is SG Budget Babe, Don Cher. Okay, and she'll share also some of the insights, and these are extracted from their news article. Then two news articles came out recently. Number one is by Christopher Tan. Okay, it's a very long article, and the article actually talks a lot about the high cost of ILPs, investment linked policies. And the other one was a personal sharing of Don. The title is The Costly Lesson I Learned from Buying Insurance That Double as Investment. Both articles talk negatively about ILPs, investment linked policies, and I want everybody to participate in this discussion so that you understand this product thoroughly. So what are ILPs? The ILPs are insurance product that link investment with it. So they combine two products into one, and they are very, very popular because they are highly sold by many financial advisors. And on paper, it looks very nice. I get myself covered, and then I get a return as well. And this represents about 40% of all new life insurance sales in 2025. And by right, okay, those people who are pro advisor camp, they will say that this is very useful if we structure it well. But people are skeptical, say it's very costly, very rigid, and underperform. So let's talk about what Christopher Tan said. By the way, this is not Christopher Tan's face. What Christopher Tan said is this. Number one is that it is really not a necessity for portfolios. It is very expensive. It has a high lock-in period, and it's a poor choice of investment fund. I totally agree. Expensive and lousy in investment. So it doesn't perform the role of investment returns well, and it also doesn't perform the role of good insurance because of the high fees, right? And in the advisor space, there's a lot of mis-selling, misrepresentation, and poor cost disclosure. And as a result, very few people who buys it actually understand what on earth is the ILP about. And there is this illusion there's a welcome bonus, and this welcome bonus cannot compensate the long-term cost of this ILP. So the evidence are clear. ILPs today have a all-time high complaints level, and right now it has reached a high. There is a lot of complaints against misselling, misrepresentation, lack of disclosure, and a lot of them are simply unsuitable for the clients, right? So, but one thing for sure, they give a lot of commission for the people who sell it, right? So this is something that is what we call a moral hazard here, right? Something use a high return for the person who sell it. So there's some conflict of interest over here. So the fee burden is very, very high. The policies fee are very, very expensive, and there are early exit penalties. So the premium deduction over 10 years is about 30 to 50% of the policy, and is really, really, really very expensive. So as a result, it failed as a good insurance cover. And because the fund performance is also bad, it fails as an investment return. The minimum lock-in period, according to Christopher, okay, is a lock-in trap. So it's a very long-term commitment. There is contractual obligation, and if you exit early, there are heavy penalties and very low surrender value. And we will actually say that it's a borderline consumer trap, and and many people didn't realize how bad is it until it is too late. That means they already paid for a couple of years. By the time they realize it, when they pull out, they suffer a lot. Stay on, they also suffer a lot. This is a case that is Chinese say 进退两难, you go on also wrong, exit also wrong. So now this is where Chris Tan also talk about the fund underperformance. These are investment return funds as well. But these ILP sub funds hardly beat the index ETF, right? If you let's say benchmark against the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq whatsoever, huge underperformance, and there are limited funds in the menu to and that restricts diversification. And these are active funds, not passive funds, so the fees are very expensive and they lag behind benchmark. And couple that with a very heavy penalty, high cost, low return. This is the worst outcome that one can ever go into. Now let's talk about Dawn, right? Dawn, commonly known as SG Budget Babe, share a personal story. She bought this policy early in her career. Seems very efficient, right? You one-stop shop buy insurance and investment together. But the reality comes when she realized that wow, the cost is very high, the returns are terrible, and there's inflexibility. And she shared this experience a lot of people, and these are mirrored experience by many of the readers and friends as well. And she actually say a word of caution and spark warning against ILPs. Now, many people think that ILPs, according to her, they are passive investment. They are not. Okay, they are not. So the policy holder carries all the investment risk. The returns are not guaranteed, and you require ongoing monitoring and fund selection. So it is not a product that you can select and forget, according to her. And and just like what Christopher Tan advised and realized, she realized that it is very poor return in practice. So friend's mom study case is that after 10 years, it's only 6,000 and she lost half of her capital. 10 years, my don't need 10 years. Yesterday you all saw, right? Only 5 years, my S&P 500 went up by 80%, right? So this is a terrible, terrible product from the investment perspective. And these are commonly shared by people in the social media and in Reddit as well. And this is something that really very negatively realized by many people. There are many costs involved in an ILP, according to Don. Number one is that there is a fee extracted by the fund manager. Then the insurer platform fee is also extracted. The agent also extract commission. So all this cost comes out to be some phenomenal number and really erode the returns of this product. So there are inflexibility in ILPs. They are very long commitment and risky. If you have job losses, changes in family makeup, and maybe some illnesses issue, I think this would certainly have some issue. And there are premium holidays, but the conditions and fee applies. Okay, and if you surrender early, the amount you can get back are usually much lower than what you have paid forward. So in contrast, if you want an investment, you want to buy or sell, it is really, without a heavy fee. If you take an ETF and some of the robo advisor also offer you pretty good returns as well. So you can start and stop anytime in the investment space, but this one you can't. Well, so Don advice is that there are cheaper alternatives. Today, uh, investors have very cheap tools. We have ETFs, unit trusts, robo advisors, and all these are very, very low cost. It's very common now to have cost below 1%. Those days you have to pay 1.52%, right? Now it's very common, and sometimes even they have it free. And if you want insurance, just insure with term insurance. If you want investment, just invest with low cost ETF. Don't mix both together. In closing, looking at what both of them shared, I think Chris Tan main advice is better avoid ILP. Okay, better avoid ILP. They are structurally flawed and unnecessary. Where Don actually shared is that well, separate both investment and insurance together. So let me say it categorically clear. If you want investment, just invest plainly without insurance inside. If you want to have insurance, just buy insurance, term policies, very well covered. Don't mix insurance and investment together. You'll get burned very badly at both ends of the candle. So it is very important to understand this, and I have the privilege of inviting Christopher Tan and from Providend, and also Eddie from Haven. Both are expert in this area to come and give us a live stream where you can actually talk to them and discuss with them some of the uh, perception and even misconception that you have. Some of you are stuck with some of these expensive. Yeah, in a very terrible situation. If you go on, you also kena. You pull out, you also kena. They will come to my live stream on the 27th, okay, 27, which is a Saturday, 4 p.m. To talk about this. It's a great honor to have them talk in a live stream. I think this is the first time they're coming into a live stream with me. So please join us in the live stream, and I hope that they will be able to answer a lot of your questions and maybe even help you in your situation. Okay. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you potentially tonight for live stream. Bye bye.